Good morning, Year 4. I'm going to be showing you how to multiply 3-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so let's have a look at our first question. We're going to be multiplying 3 by 240. So the first thing you need to do is write the calculation down in your grid, making sure all the numbers line up. So here you can see we've got 240 at the top and 3 below. Now 3 is below the 0 because that is the ones column and 3 is a ones number. So we can put in some place value holders to show there is nothing in the hundreds column on the second line and nothing in the tens column either. These are called place value holders. And then we need to make sure we write the calculation, which is multiplication. So let's start with the numbers in the ones column here. So we multiply 3 by 0, which is 0. We learnt that last term. Then we move into the tens column. So we're still multiplying the 3. And now we're going to be doing 3 times 4. It's not really 3 times 4, it's 3 times 40. But to make it easier, we calculate 3 times 4, which is 12. So the 2 goes in the tens column here. And then we have to regroup the 1 into the hundreds column. Because like we said, we're actually doing 3 times 40, which is 120. So we'll leave that 1 down there because we now need to multiply 3 by 200. Now, we know 3 times 2 is 6, so 3 times 200 must be 600. But we've got to remember, we've got that extra 100 down here that we need to add. So 3 times 2 is 6, add another one is 7. So our answer is 720. Let's have a look at another example. So our next question is 4 multiplied by 216. So again, we need to write it onto our grid. If you're using your maths books, this is why it's really important you put one number in each box so the numbers don't get jiggled around. So again, I put my hundreds number right at the top, 216, and I'm multiplying by 4. 4 is a ones number, so it goes in the ones column underneath the 6. And just as I said before, we can add in zeros in the tens and the hundreds column to show there is nothing there. Not forgetting to write which calculation we're doing. Okay, so let's get started. So first, we're multiplying by 4. We're going to do 6 times 4. So 6 times 4 is, 24. So the 4 goes directly underneath the ones column and we regroup the 2 and we leave it under here because we still need to multiply 4 by 1 in a moment. So 4 multiplied by 1 is 4 and we add another one here, which makes, another 2 here, which makes 6. So remember, 4 times 1, we're actually doing 4 times 10, which is 40, and we add the other 20 here. So we've got 64 altogether. Next, we need to do 4 times 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. Just like before, we're actually doing 4 times 200, which is 800. But to make it easier, we do 4 times 2, and then it goes directly underneath in this column, 8. So our answer is 864. Okay, your turn now. In a moment, I'd like you to pause this video and in your maths books, using your squares, remembering one number per box, have a go at calculating 317 multiplied by 3. So pause the video, have a go, and when you're done, come back and see how I've done it. Okay, let's see how you got on. So we can either write the hundreds number at the top or we can write it underneath. It doesn't matter because multiplication is commutative. It doesn't matter which way round you multiply. So we've got the 3 here in the ones column. It's really important we leave it in the ones column because here we can see it's a ones number. And we've got 317 underneath. Just like I showed you previously, we can add zeros in there to show that we have nothing in the tens column or the hundreds column. And we're multiplying. So this is exactly what yours should look like. Or it might have 317 up here and the 3 underneath. So let's get started. We start with 7 times 3, which is 21. So the 1 goes in the ones column, and then the 2 goes directly underneath the hundredths column, waiting to be added later on. Okay, then move on to the next number. 1 times 3 is 3. Remember, this is actually 10 times 3, which is 30. We've already got 20 down here, so 20 add 30 makes 50, so we've got 51. Now moving on to the next number, it's 3 times 3, and 3 times 3 is 9. So your answer you should have got was 951. I really hope that helps a little bit more to understand how to multiply 3-digit numbers by 1-digit number. Have a look back at yesterday's questions to see if you can spot any mistakes you might have made.